times, depending on the case and the person, domestic violence victims often don't get the help that they need because either they're not believed or the police and the system take the side of the abuser, which is not always right. And sometimes money and power can influence that too. This is the case of Sophia Sullivan. If you want to know more about this case, please continue watching.
What has been an issue.
And it's just so many questions that I have.
It makes you really hurt.
And I bet he would run after what he's done. The FBI is offering a reward. What was the order of events?
Never stop looking.
Police are now questioning a number of people.
Friends of Sophia Sullivan said that she was enjoying a rebirth of sorts, cherishing her time as a teacher in the small West Texas town of Marfa, but she was also looking over her shoulder from her past, which meant running from her abusive husband, Danny. She was 31 years old, and she was energetic. And she was able to make new friends easily, and she inspired high school kids in her role as an early college coordinator as well. And somehow her friend asked her if she had been saving up money to leave her abusive husband, and she told her that she was afraid of hiding money from him, which a lot of abuse victims are because their finances are being controlled and watched heavily because men know, or their abusers know, that is going to be the first thing that they're going to need in order to leave them and potentially start a new life. And I think that was what she was afraid of him finding out. On the morning of March 16th, 2018, Sophia, or Sophie as her family and friends called her, lay on the floor of her home, bleeding out, dying, while her 7-year-old son, and we're going to call him Tyler for the sake of the story, was with her. He was too petrified to move because he thought his mom's killer was still nearby. So he stayed with her the whole time, and he watched television. And then he later was able to tell police that his father was the masked man that came in and murdered his mother, because on weekdays Danny would stay in a trailer near his job because it was a 2.5-hour commute to work, and it would be 2.5 hours there. So to avoid that, he would stay in a trailer during the weekday and come home on weekends and be with his family. And no one initially thought that the murderer was Danny because, like I said, he was supposed to be, far away from the home, living in a trailer that he normally stayed in when he had to work during the week. But on this particular Thursday, he decided to come home, and when questioned by police, he lied and said he wasn't there and that he was at his normal spot, which was the trailer. And they later found that to be, a lie, because he pretended to come home on that Friday and found his son and his wife, his wife, of course, deceased in their home. So he picked up his son and ran to a neighbor's house and had them call 911. Seeing as she had a cell phone, and I'm sure he did as well, I don't understand why he couldn't call 911 from his cell phone or hers, and why he had to wait to run to a neighbor's house to call 911, because at this time cell phones are around, so he should have been able to use that to call 911 instead of running to a neighbor's house. But I think that was part of his cover story. The abuse that Danny was inflicting on Sophia had gotten so bad that it had become verbal, because her son was starting to exhibit these verbal behaviors towards his mother. He was using abusive, strong, aggressive language towards her, and her friend saw this when they took him to a 4-H event the Thursday that she was murdered. And that's when her friend asked her, had the abuse become verbal? And she basically said, in so many words, yes, it had. And that's when she realized she had to leave her husband. Not to mention that the week that she and her son begged him to come home, he got busted coming from Colorado with THC products. And this was due to a traffic stop because of a license plate light that was out on the car that he and his friends were driving in. But instead of going home like he did every weekend, he lied to his wife and said that he had to work another job. So he decided to stay in the trailer that he normally stayed in, but that's when he went to Colorado and to pick up the THC products with his friend, and on the way back got busted for the license plate light that was out. Now, to make matters worse, Sophia's family and friends have been quoted as saying that they believe that the reason her murder has never been solved and he has not been convicted as the murderer is because the police botched the investigation. They didn't collect key pieces of evidence, and among other things, to do with the DA in that county, and the fact that so many abuse cases go unreported, or either they are mishandled improperly in that case, and sparse nearby counties as well. And so her murder has yet to be solved, and he has yet to be brought to trial for that, because along with the switching of new politicians in and out of office in that county and city, her case has, basically just been sitting dormant for all this time, and basically has gone cold, even though the killer is known to be her husband, Danny, because of course their son, basically said who it was. But unfortunately, like I said, the police botched the investigation, so there is probably no evidence or little evidence that is left to convict him, and no retrial date has been set yet. So hopefully at some point in time, her family and her friends can get the justice that they receive, because it is clear that this man is still walking free. And I hope he has not begun to date again, because he is clearly unhinged. But unfortunately, that brings me to the end of this video, guys. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave me a like. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And if you are not subscribed already, please make sure you subscribe. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.